السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. My brothers and sisters, I hope you're well, and I hope you are managing your families, your own personal journey through the month of Ramadan, and most importantly, your relationship with Allah. It's called month of connection, connecting with Allah, connecting with your fellow human beings, and connecting with yourself. It's called a month of correction. You correct your behavior, you correct your relationship with people, you correct your relationship with Allah. It's called month of contemplation. It's the month when you read the Quran and you think about it. It's a month when you not only read and think about it, but you understand the meaning. You try and emulate the life of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in every aspect of your life. It is the month in which Quran was revealed. It is the month when the journey of the entire humanity's destiny and its changes that we witnessed over the last 1,000 years began. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a momentous moment. In the month of Ramadan, it all began. And it began in the last 10 days of Ramadan, remember that, when the Quran was revealed. And that's about to come. We're already finishing 16 today. Tomorrow is going to be 17, 18, 19, 20, and then we've got the last 10 days. Before you know, Ramadan will be over. And then you and I would regret thinking, Allahu Akbar, did we make the best of the month of Ramadan? I think you have been making the best of the month of Ramadan, no doubt about it. I'm pretty certain you have been making the best of the month of Ramadan because you have been worshipping Allah. You've been fasting. You've been giving in charity. You've been doing good work. And you've been staying away from anything that is displeasing to Allah. Anything that harms you emotionally, spiritually, and physically. I'm pretty certain that you have understood the significance of the month of Ramadan is not just about staying away from eating and drinking, but it is also about connecting with Allah the Almighty, the Creator, the Master of the universe. And everything that happens because of His order. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to listen to the words of Allah that made the huge difference in the entire history of humanity. We have Sheikh Waddah waiting for us. I can see he's sitting in his car today. Maybe he's ready to be flying off to somewhere. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh Waddah.
Assalamu alaikum Abdullah, Mr. Rubai.
How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. How are you today?
Alhamdulillah. Where are you going? You look like you've gone into your car, flying off somewhere.
I've just dropped the wife off to the work. I'm just on the way back home. But I thought I won't make it if I drive all the way back home, so I had to park up.
Oh, I'm very, very grateful that you did. Allah give you a heart. You're reading from the Quran today again, as every day you do, mashallah. You've been so amazing. May Allah bless you. Let's hear your voice again. Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقترب للناس حسابهم وهم في غفلة معرضون ما يأتيهم من ذكر من ربهم محدث إلا استمعوه وهم يلعبون لاهية قلوبهم وأسروا النجوى الذين ظلموا هل هذا إلا بشر مثلكم أفتأتون السحر وأنتم تبصرون قال ربي يعلم القول في السماء والأرض وهو السميع العليم بل قالوا أضغاث أحلام بل افتراه بل هو شاعر فليأتنا بآية كما أرسل الأولون ما آمنت قبلهم من قرية أهلكناها أفهم يؤمنون وما أرسلنا قبلك إلا رجالا نوحي إليهم فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون وما جعلناهم جسدا لا يأكلون الطعام وما كانوا خالدين ثم صدقناهم الوعد فأنجيناهم ومن نشاء وأهلكنا المسرفين لقد أنزلنا إليكم كتابا فيه ذكركم أفلا تعقلون وكم قصمنا من قرية كانت ظالمة وأنشأنا بعدها قوما آخرين فلما أحسوا بأسنا إذا هم منها يركضون لا تركضوا وارجعوا إلى ما أترفتم فيه ومساكنكم لعلكم تسألون لا تركضوا وارجعوا إلى ما أترفتم فيه ومساكنكم لعلكم تسألون قالوا يا ويلنا إنا كنا ظالمين فما زالت تلك دعواهم حتى جعلناهم حصيدا خامدين وما خلقنا السماء والأرض وما بينهما لاعبين لو أردنا أن نتخذ لهوا لاتخذناه من لدنا إن كنا فاعلين بل نقذف بالحق على الباطل فيدمغه فإذا هو زاهق ولكم الويل مما تصفون وله من في السماوات والأرض ومن عنده لا يستكبرون عن عبادته ولا يستحسرون يسبحون الليل والنهار لا يفترون أم اتخذوا آلهة من الأرض هم ينشرون لو كان فيهما آلهة إلا الله لفسدتا فسبحان الله رب العرش عما يصفون لا يسأل عما يفعل وهم يسألون أم اتخذوا من دونه آلهة قل هاتوا برهانكم هذا ذكر من معي وذكر من قبلي بل أكثرهم لا يعلمون الحق فهم معرضون وما أرسلنا من قبلك من رسول إلا نوحي إليه أنه لا إله إلا أنا فاعبدون وقالوا اتخذ الرحمن ولدا سبحانه بل عباد مكرمون لا يسبقونه بالقول وهم بأمره يعملون يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يشفعون إلا لمن ارتضى وهم من خشيته مشفقون. صدق الله العظيم.
Allahu Akbar. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Fantastic recitation as normal. Sheikh Waddah, I don't know how you do it. Do you have to revise every day to be able to keep this in your memory?
You have to, the main thing about revision is constant. You have to be constant. You'll have days, subhanallah, where you'll try and revise and you won't be able to do half a page. It's subhanallah, at the end of the day, we're humans. But it's the constancy of trying every day, even if it's قليل مستمر خير من كثير منقطع. So little bit by little bit is better than laying in about 3 pages and then not reading the Quran for about a month. So even if it's 2 lines a day, 1 line a day, at the end of the week, you will have at least a page and a half, 2 pages to yourself, even if you do 2 lines a day.
Amazing. Amazing. That's how it should be, isn't it? We should do consistently. Like the Rasul said, Allah loves the action of Allah loves the action of a believer, even if it is small amount, but done regularly.
SubhanAllah. It's true.
Wonderful. And what are you going to have for iftar today?
Yeah, I might be just going to pick some food up from my mother's house, inshallah, today.
You don't know how to cook, I assume?
No, I do know how to cook. Of course. Of course. That's one of the main things that you need to learn.
But your mother's cooking you cannot replace.
You can't beat it. You can't beat them. You know, the mothers and all the aunties listening on this show and stuff. They know what they're talking about when they have iftar. The whole table's full. It's not just
you do know that you're now enticing me to your house for Yemeni iftar one day.
You have to, inshallah. You have to, inshallah. You have to be most
inshallah next Ramadan when we're still alive, we will come to your mother's house, not your house, your mother's house.
Mother's house, yeah, that's
for a real Yemeni experience.
Inshallah, definitely. You're most welcome, brother Ajmal.
Jazakallah khair. Allah bless you. Go home and rest well, and of course, eat well, most importantly, and don't work too hard. Inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Inshallah, Jazakallah khair.
Assalamu alaikum. Sheikh Waddah there, he's really amazing, our Imam of the Masjid. Some people have said messages, Assalamu alaikum, Tawheedul Kareem, Mujahid, Assalamu alaikum, bhai, wa alaikum assalam. Mujahid, bhai, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Muhammad Adnan Asghar, Assalamu alaikum assalam. And then Tarannum F. Qazi said, Assalamu alaikum, brother. It's a bit off-track question, but do you do Islamic counseling? Yes, we do. If you want, just message us, inshallah. And Ali Nur Zaman says, Assalamu alaikum assalam. Ali Nur Zaman, Allah bless you. The surah that he has recited is known as Surah Al-Anbiya, Surah of the Prophets. The meaning of this surah is as follows. The fact that this Meccan surah mentions many of the earlier prophets serves to emphasize that there is nothing new about God sending prophets and messengers to guide mankind to the true faith, so that they submit themselves to God alone. Prior to mentioning any of the prophets, the surah portrays scenes of the universe and the laws that operate in it, reminding people that the universe, its laws, and all creatures living in it are God's creation. The surah gives a detailed reference to Ibrahim and tells the story of how he dealt with the idol worshipped by his people. A short episode of David and Solomon is given here, David in Dawood and Sulaiman. The reference to all other prophets, including Musa, are brief, highlighting a single point for each. However, we feel that the surah gives us a glimpse of a very long history of divine guidance being provided to human generations. The provision of such guidance is undoubtedly an aspect of divine mercy. It culminates with the statement that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has been sent as a manifestation of God's mercy, which he bestows in abundance on all mankind and indeed all world. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most gracious. Closer to people draws their reckoning, yet they continue to blithely turn away. Whenever there comes to them any new reminder from their Lord, they listen to it, but take it in jest, their hearts set on pleasure. Yet concealing their inner thoughts, the wrongdoers say to one another, "Is this man anything but a human being like yourselves? Will you then follow his sorcery with your eyes open?" He says, "My Lord knows whatever is spoken in the heavens and the earth. He is the one who hears all and knows all." Nay, they say, it is but a medley of dreams. Nay, he has invented it himself. Nay, he is only a poet. Let him then bring us some signs, as the prophet of old were sent with. Not one of the communities whom we destroyed in bygone days would ever believe. Will these then believe? Before your time, we never sent a messenger of ours, any but man whom we inspired. Hence ask the followers of earlier revelation if you do not know this. Neither did we give them bodies that did not eat food, nor were they immortal. Indeed, in the end, we fulfilled our promise to them, and we saved them and all whom we willed to save, and we destroyed those who transgressed beyond bounds. We have now revealed to you a book bringing you respect. Will you not then use your reason? How many a community that perished in wrongdoing have we dashed into fragments and raised another people in their stead? And as soon as they began to feel our might, they took to their heels and fled. Do not turn away. Return to all your comfort and to your dwellings, so that you might be called to account. They said, "Woe betide us, and we indeed are wrongdoers." And that cry of theirs did not cease until he caused them to become like a field mown down, still and silent as ashes. We have not created the heavens and the earth, and all that is between them in mere idle play. Had we willed to indulge in a pastime, we would indeed have found one near at hand, if ever we were to do so. Nay, but we hurl the truth against falsehood, and it crushes the latter, and behold, it withers away. But woe to you for all your false claims. To him belongs all those who are in the heavens and the earth. Those that are with him are never too proud to worship him, and never grow weary of that. They extol his limitless glory by night and day, tirelessly. Or have they taken for worship some earthly deities who can restore the dead to life? Had there been in heaven or on earth any deities other than God, both would surely have fallen into ruin. But limitless is his glory, glory to be God, Lord of the thrones, and exalted is he above all that they attribute to him. We cannot be questioned about whether he does. Whatever he does, whereas they shall be questioned. Or have they taken for worship some deities besides him? Nay, say, produce your convincing proof. This is the message of those who are with me, the message of those before me. But nay, most of them do not know the truth, and so they stubbornly turn away. Before your time, we never sent a messenger without having revealed to them that there is no deity other than me. Therefore, you shall worship me alone. They say, the Lord of grace has taken to himself a son. Limitless is he in his glory. No, they are but his honored servants. They do not speak until he has spoken, and they act at his behest. He knows all that lies before them and behind them. They do not intercede for any but those whom he has already graced with his goodly acceptance, since they themselves stand in reverent awe of him. If any of them were to say, I am a deity beside him, we shall requite him with hell. Thus do we reward the wrongdoers. Are the unbelievers unaware that the heavens and the earth were once one single entity, which we then parted asunder? We have made out of water every living thing. Will they not then believe? Brothers and sisters, what a beautiful reminder. This is Surah Anbiya, verse 29 and 30. I just stopped at. Subhanallah, what an amazing reminder. Allah says, are the unbelievers unaware that the heavens and the earth were once one single entity, and then we parted them asunder? We have made out of every water living things. This is talking about Big Bang, but in the Islamic sense of the word. Big Bang may have happened in the sense that Allah broke them into their spaces perfectly in the measure that He wanted. But that's because Allah designed it and ordered it to become like that. Wow. And then Allah says, and from water we've made every living creature. وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. That's an amazing reminder, brothers and sisters, for all of us to reflect on, not forget that everything, you, me, all the living creatures on this earth, the animals, the birds, they all come from water. Allahu Akbar. What a reminder. What a reminder. I've been joined by my dear brother Yahya. I can see he has just arrived. I think he's arrived from, I don't know which country he's in at the moment. It must be Warwick, is it? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Yahya, can you hear me? Not yet. He's still getting his headphone sorted out. It looks like his headphone is not working. But without headphone, he's probably better off. Let's see if he's going to be able to fix his microphone and come back to us, inshallah. In the meantime, he's looking weary and tired and exhausted of his microphone and his headphone not working. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam, Sheikh. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. I was just saying how weary you are looking of this headphone of yours not working.
Yeah, I know. I've also got something on later tonight with Ahmed Davatolo.
So we'll be very quick.
This is the wrong time for my microphone to stop working.
We're back. Assalamu alaikum again.
Walaikum salam. Sorry, I'm sorry about these technical problems.
Some people are saying they can't hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Are people able to hear me wherever they are? Let me just hear. Let me just see. Henrietta, you're online. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear. Nobody will see you. I just want to see you on your own on the back room. Just give us a thumbs up if you can hear me. Assalamu alaikum. Harun Mia says, wa alaikum assalam, Harun. Can you hear me, Henrietta? Can you? Good, alhamdulillah. That means broadcasting good, alhamdulillah. Henrietta, just stay there. I've got Brother Yahya waiting there to, inshallah, do a poem in front of us. Brother Yahya, how was your fast?
I'll keep it short. Sorry for all the messing around at the beginning. Welcome to everybody. I hope everyone is well. So this is one of Sheikh Abdullah's more humorous poems, but with some real advice in the middle. So the poem's called Some Good Advice to Single Men. O ye that want caressing, when ye are full of care, when woeful pain oppressing reduce you to despair, and you require some cheering upon the round of life, then why do stand the fearing? The remedy's a wife. You'll find your woe and sorrow will vanish, will vanish in a trice. Then why wait till tomorrow from wedded bliss so nice? He lives a lonely stranger, a miserable thing, who fears there lurks a danger within the wedding ring. He never hears the praises, he never knows true love, nor feels the fond embraces like manna from above. He dies with ne'er a tear, sympathetic then shed o'er him, and round his lonely bier no loving ones deplore him. So men just take this calling, I speak it not in jest. Cease now at once your fooling, for married life's the best. And if you'll end your trouble and lead an easy life, from single change to double, take to yourself a wife.
I love it. Excellent. If you send it to me today, I'll publish it straight away. I'll just put it up. I'll say, God, Brother Yahya. Inshallah.
I'm going to recheck some of the wording because I think one of the words is wrong. So you'll have to have a rain check on that one. But inshallah, I will send it.
As soon as I'll send this to every single person that I know. It's brilliant. Excellent. I'm not sure if my wife would agree with that particularly. She's just waiting for us to finish so that she can come in, inshallah.
Well, she does. I'm sure that nobody's going to disagree with marriage, surely.
No, of course. But whether marriage, whether we as men really give our wives what they really deserve is the question.
Well, that's another whole question, I think.
We'll not ask them that question, will we?
Okay, no, but I think that.
How long have you been married?
Oh goodness me! Let me think. 22 years.
You know that's an offense, not knowing your anniversary date.
No. You said how many years?
Yeah, I know, and you had to count.
I can tell you when I was married, but like just doing the maths of how long it's been. That's.
Can I put my hands up to say I never remember my anniversary? Never ever. Every year for the last whatever number of years I've been married, I've forgotten it.
Yeah, but has your wife forgotten?
Never. So I'm in trouble.
Therein lies the superiority of women over men.
Well, I don't know about superiority, but certainly they remember everything. Allah.
No, this is a trait of superiority, my brother.
or we're just conveniently oblivious of those dates.
No, let's be honest. This is a sign of their care and their concern and their,
Is your wife listening to this conversation?
Huh?
Is your wife listening?
No, I'm saying this with the completely unscripted. I didn't know I'd be talking about this.
You know the joke. A priest said to his congregation, all the men who listened to your wife move to the right side. All the men moved, except one man who stayed with the woman. He looked at the man and said, what's your problem? Why didn't you move? Because my wife told me not to move.
Okay. Anyway. She knew he didn't listen to them. It's a paradox there.
I know. She probably said, don't you move.
Yeah, there's a paradox there. Anyway.
Where's your wife from, by the way?
Sorry?
Where's your wife from?
My wife originally hails from, was born in Gujarat in Western India.
MashaAllah. So you've got an Indian.
Grew up in the UK from a very young age. So alhamdulillah.
Allah bless her. Allah give her hayatun tayyiba and the patience to be able to bear with us men.
To bear with me.
I didn't want to say that, right?
No, you have to. I mean, I'm her trial, I mean, this is whether I'm a trial or a blessing, but she has to put up with me.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you. It's interesting how two old men in their middle age are reminiscing about the good old wife and.
Well, we can't be old and middle aged. It's going to be one or the other.
How old are you?
I'm afraid that's a state secret. No.
I am. I'll tell you my age, 48.
Well, I just beat you by a few years.
How old are you then?
52.
La, no way. MashaAllah. You have done very well, my brother. Allah bless you.
Moisturizer. That's my secret, brother. Moisturizer.
I've never used the moisturizer in my life. I don't know that shows.
Alhamdulillah, you've got good skin, mashallah, brother.
Allah bless you. Thank you. See you inshallah on Monday, inshallah. Don't forget.
Monday. Assalamu
alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That was Brother Yahya reading a very nice poem, mashallah. Poem about marriage. Let's see if we have impressed our listeners, our viewers. Have you been impressed by this poem? What do you think of this poem about marriage? Great. Give us a call. We can talk to you about marriage until cows come home. I will now welcome home my own wife, of course, Henrietta Sovati. Is she still there? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam. You guys are having a good giggle about women, right?
No, we're just talking about marriage, not
Yeah,
women.
I heard. I just hold on to the sentence of state of superiority. That's important.
That's what he said. I didn't say that.
I know. We love Brother Yahya.
Alhamdulillah. So how is it going for you today?
Today was tough again. I don't know what's going on. It's one day is up, the other day is down. So hopefully tomorrow is up again. Yeah, it was difficult today. Alhamdulillah. I'm hopeful and just persevering as much as I can.
Why was it difficult for you today?
Oh, everything. Today I was hungry.
Was it because you didn't eat enough yesterday?
No, I did. I ate well. It's maybe just my body is saying, like, don't get so excited when it's up. I'm gonna give you something down. So I just
you know the English saying, "What goes up must come down."
Well, yes, for me it's like continuous up and down. But anyway, you want to hear about my cooking?
If you have, inshallah. What are you cooking today?
Well, I made a very nice, very gentle, and very healthy, and something with good memories. I made Tunisian chicken with lots of lovely vegetables. I put some pumpkin, I put some courgettes, some potatoes and carrots, and then I made it in a very nice light sauce with harissa and a little bit of spice. It's not strong. It's not like the Moroccan one. The Tunisian is very gentle. So we will have that with couscous, brown couscous, actually the one that we bought from Tunisia last year. So I will make that, and I think I'm making the couscous with the liquid of the tagine I made, the dish. So I will mix it with water and the sauce from the chicken, which is really lovely. I made some mango lassi as well, and I am actually thinking of cooking some rice for tomorrow morning because we are probably going to have amadud for suhoor.
Well, those of you who don't know
those of you who don't know, it's rice, mango, and milk, and I have some lovely very sweet mango. So I'm going to cook a little bit of white rice with it for tomorrow morning, and then we will have it with probably either cream or milk, and then you mix it with your hand and you kind of eat it in the most natural way possible. So that's the plan for suhoor.
This is a very Bangladeshi delicacy, by the way. Every Bangladeshi household, or at least my parents' generation, when they used to have suhoor, this used to be a staple diet: mango, milk, and rice. You mix them together with a pinch of salt just to give it a sharp taste, and then sometimes they put in some cream on it, and you eat until you don't stop. And it is a very, very filling, appetizing, calorie increasing, calorie boosting, gut busting diet. It's just unbelievable, and I'm not going to indulge in it myself. When I just weighed myself today, and I realized I've lost 5 kilos.
You have lost, mashallah.
5 kilos. I just weighed myself. I was 77 kilos just before Ramadan. I weighed myself today. I am 72.
Mashallah. You know what I love is that you guys always laugh at women and what we talk about. You talk about wives and anniversary and losing weight and moisturizers and all the other stuff.
I've never ever used moisturizer in my life. Have you seen me using moisturizer?
No, I know, but the fact that you have to have this conversation is quite interesting.
My guest said the best moisturizer is keeping him young when he's 52. I think it's very good. But I don't use moisturizer. I think I'm okay. A lot of water, right?
Yeah, sure.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, good stuff. So that's your kitchen today. We didn't see the tagine that you made. Why didn't you show us?
Well, I can show it to you, but I'm not sure if you can see it properly because I'm still warming it up. And it is going to be like this.
Oh, that looks good.
And what I love about this tagine is I think it's really gentle. So, the Moroccan tagines are really heavy with spice, and there's a lot of cinnamon, and it has its place.
Do you know my favorite tagine, a couscous dish is Algerian?
Okay.
They make very good ones. But let's move away from food because we're going to get people to starve just thinking about food. Let's also now think about our brain and our heart and our soul. What is it that you want to talk about? What's your topic?
Well, this afternoon we I don't know if I mentioned this before, but we with the children we every Ramadan we watch a series, a costume drama series. And last year we started with the Omar series, which was really fascinating. So we are watching it again, but we have also found another one about Imam Ahmed ibn Hanbal, which is again a very very beautiful series. And today we were watching Omar, and we came to the part when Khalid ibn Walid becomes a Muslim. And it really made me think, because I'm rereading Imam al-Ghazali's Book of Knowledge, which is one of my favorite books, and I dip in and out of it. I read a lot from it whenever I get the chance, and it's also the I opened it,
Are the children screaming at the background?
Yeah, the children are having fun. Ibrahim, are you having fun? Yes, he's sitting on my yoga ball and moving around.
Okay, carry on.
So his whole conversion, and actually any story of conversion, and we heard for the last couple of days we heard about Abdullah Quilliam and how he became a Muslim. It's always very interesting to me how people come to the idea of becoming a Muslim themselves, because Khalid ibn Walid was thinking for a very long time, and he was battling with his own soul, and he saw how the Prophet and his companions, peace be upon him, flourished and started to take over lands and sending letters to all the emperors around Mecca and Medina and the part of the desert where they used to live. And his nafs was really fighting it, because he realized that there must be a truth in it, but he also realized that there is a tremendous amount of opportunities for him if he takes Islam as his faith. But he was really battling with it, and it took him many years. Straight after the Treaty of Hudaybah, when he finally one afternoon he was sitting in Mecca, and he looked up and he said, everything is being made clear. And I think that moment of everything being made clear is just such a touching and beautiful moment, because two things come together. And I can say this from experience as well, that two things come together. There is one, and Imam al-Ghazali talks about this, there are two kinds of knowledge. One kind of knowledge is the practical knowledge, which is everything to do with what we do with life and our studies, and we stuff our head with a lot of information. And there is spiritual knowledge. And I think in the moment when you realize that everything is made clear, like a lot of converts, we kind of experience is that the universe starts making sense, that we are not hanging for something that we don't know. We are not lost. We don't feel disconnected. Everything is in the right place, and it takes a journey for people to arrive to that space of meeting the practical knowledge and then meeting the spiritual knowledge. And Imam al-Ghazali describes very beautifully is that the practical knowledge, or muamala, and spiritual knowledge, it's in the West, is almost like a division between practical knowledge and speculative knowledge. He makes it clear that his book that he has written is solely about practical knowledge. So the entire revival of the sciences is about knowledge that, when acted upon, will invariably lead to spiritual knowledge. So the important part is that knowledge and seeking knowledge is really important. So, it's just like in Ramadan, we can learn and study and read the Quran and, memorize all the things that we wanted to memorize all those years we haven't done it. That's one part of our knowledge seeking. The other part is actually when we start making connections, is how is it applicable to me and my own spirit and my own soul. And then when that starts waking up, the two somewhat meets. And that's where we feel that we are not disconnected from the universe, and we are not hanging empty, and we are not just dangling our feet and waiting for something to happen. Then we find purpose, that we were put on this earth for a reason. And I really was reminded of this today when we were watching the story of Khalid, because he was one of the most fierce opponent of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he would just not give in. But after seeing everything that the Prophet himself mentioned, that it's going to become true, all and everything coming true, made him completely persuaded about the fact that this is indeed the Prophet who is speaking, and he's not making it up as he goes along. And then he started to seek his soul, which was that wakening up of a spiritual knowledge that he needed to actually finally make his way to Medina and accept the message of Islam and take his shahada. So I find that incredibly important, because today I was talking to a client of mine, and we were talking about purpose and legacy. And for me, this is really the essence of legacy, is that we are put here for a reason. We all have something to contribute to the world. So when we go, what is it that we want to leave behind? But we can't do that unless we understand our own space in the world, and unless we understand our connection to what we are doing, our connection to God, because then the practical knowledge and that spiritual knowledge will meet, and we are able to actually manifest those things for sort of by the time we're gone. And I always ask people, don't think about what you don't want. Think about how you want to leave and what you want to be working after you left this earth. What are the things, these are not material things. Nobody, I don't think anybody's thinking about, I want to die and I want to leave houses behind me, because that's a very practical thing. It's an object that we leave, but it's more than that. It's big concepts, education, my spiritual benefit for other people, children, all sorts of, everybody has their own ways of thinking about it, but we can only get to that knowledge once we understand that there is a practical side of that. So we need to do our work, we need to study, we need to open our horizons, look beyond what's obvious, question everything all the time. At the same time, work on our soul, so we don't actually end up just stuffing our head with all that information, but feed our soul with, how is it applicable to me? What I'm learning, what part of me is going to be useful for that knowledge, and how am I going to impart that knowledge to the people who I am looking after?
Thank you for that very beautiful insight. Khalid bin Walid is always a fascinating story about a man who was on a mission, military mission, and remain a man on a military mission. The only man, perhaps, who was so fierce and so good and so strategic in his everything, and yet he did not die in the battlefield. He died a normal death. An interesting comparison. Thank you for that, Henrietta. I'm going to let you go and leave you in peace. Hopefully, fasting will get easier for you. You've nearly done it now. It's 13 to go.
Yeah, I know. I keep saying since the beginning of Ramadan, we are nearly there every day. That's what I say to myself. So
you're nearly there. It's not very far. Only 13.
Inshallah, Amar Dood will help me see the day through tomorrow.
Inshallah. All right, take care. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
That's Henrietta for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be joined by Dr. Tariq, Dr. Tariq, straight after Henrietta. And inshallah, we'll be inviting him to our program. I don't know whether he's been watching. Let's see. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Tariq Ahmadu.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well, and I can see your wonderful smiley face too. How are you?
Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good. Alhamdulillah, I'm very good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Very unusual name, Ahmadu. What's Ahmadu?
I think Ahmadu is due to possibly obviously related to Ahmad, but in the local dialect in some areas north of Sham, there are maybe Kurdish tribes, and they use a lot of o at the end of they say Muhammadu, Ahmadu, and also
are you from Syria then?
Yes, some areas in North Africa as well have that as well.
That's right. Yes, I was about to say a lot of West Africa, to be more precise. I've seen
Mauritania.
That's right. Ibrahimo and lots of O's at the end. Wonderful. And where are you from originally, Doctor?
I'm from Syria, from Bilad al-Sham.
And which city in Syria are you from?
I'm from northern Syria, near Idlib and Halab.
I see. We're sorry about what's happening to your country. We can only make dua that Allah makes it easy for you and those people who are suffering and have suffered for so long. How are things there right now?
Actually, it's quite difficult. It's a test for everybody, really.
Of course.
It's a test for the Ummah.
And what's the situation with coronavirus in Syria? We have not heard anything. Nothing is happening about coronavirus, nothing?
Well, some cases are being reported. I'm sure not all of them are reported, like in every place in the world.
Thank you very much. Allah give you patience to endure the difficult time. So what do you specialize in this country, doctor? Are you a GP?
I'm actually a dentist. I do
Oh,
surgery as well.
right. That's right. Dentist. I was told. I'm so sorry. So you must know what's his name? The brother from Manchester, also Syrian, a dentist. La ilaha illallah. I've forgotten his name now. So
I may know him because there are so many.
Yes, of course. I know him so well. It's like one of those days in the month of Ramadan when the brain goes jelly. I'm just looking for his name. And you know what? As soon as I put the phone down, I'm sure he will come to me. And he's Syrian. He's a very good brother. MashaAllah, I've known him for years. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Anyway, never mind. He'll come to me, inshallah. Now, let's ask you some dental questions.
Oh, go ahead. That's why I'm here.
To do with Ramadan and general health.
Yes.
So at the beginning of Ramadan, I had a dental infection. My teeth was very painful. So I called my dentist and he gave me antibiotics. And I took it, but it still didn't go away.
Okay.
The infection went further inside, right deeper into my gum. Should I have broken my fast and got into an antibiotic, another course? What should I do? One antibiotic after another, surely it doesn't work.
Well, that's a very good question, actually, and we get faced with this every day. Actually, in practice nowadays, we are doing a lot of triaging over the phone, and we're not seeing patients face to face due to the risk of contracting coronavirus, the risk to the patient and the risk to the staff. Because up till this stage, unfortunately, the whole world actually is not sure exactly how to prevent the cross-infection of this virus. And because it's quite dangerous, they have taken measures quite seriously with regards to especially routine health care or routine dental checkups. So we only track and we only kind of track cases into the system where it is a risk. There's a risk of life or severe infection. So with the antibiotic, as they help our body, they help the immune system to fight the bacteria. So if it's a tooth, sometimes because the tooth has an inner space, the bacteria doesn't reach that inner space, and the infection stays on after you've taken the antibiotic. So that's why an antibiotic is not a cure for dental problems. It can only give you or buy you some time or reduce the severity of the infection. So that's why the antibiotic isn't the ideal cure really for dental infection.
If the dentist then says to me, I need to take another course of antibiotics, should I do that? Because I can't see him now. Obviously, I understand that the dentists are at most risk. But you guys create so much spray that goes around.
Yes. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the business.
Yes.
We have a high suction device that gets rid of a lot of droplets, but there are some droplets that escape that high suction, and that's why we have to wear masks, and everybody in the room has to do so. Obviously, to tap on your question again about the antibiotics, could you repeat that last?
I was going to say, should I take another course of antibiotics?
Oh, yes, okay.
I've already taken one.
Okay. Sometimes it helps if you take another course of antibiotic, but it's usually not advisable. It's advisable, obviously, to treat the tooth and start the work on the tooth. But in this particular time where we have a lockdown and there's a risk of contracting the virus, sometimes taking another course of antibiotic might just extend the time until you or reduce the severity of the infection. So it's not an ideal treatment, but no treatment is an ideal treatment in dentistry or medicine. There's no black and white. There's always risks and benefits in every treatment or option that we give for a problem that comes to us.
Somebody just made a comment on our page saying the best antibiotic for your tooth is clove.
Clove oil.
Or clove, fresh clove or clove oil. What do you say to that? I suppose natural remedy.
Actually, I think clove oil is a homeopathic approach to dental problems, because the clove oil is a bacterial kind of static agent. It can affect the number of bacteria. It can reduce the number of bacteria, but only the areas that it touches. That's one way. And another way it works, it's a slight irritant to the gingiva or to the gums, so it increases the blood supply to that area, which may reduce the pain. Which may reduce the pain, as we know of the gateway theory in the nervous system. So it can actually trick the body in hiding the pain away. So,
I see. It's like paracetamol.
Well, in a way, yes. There are a lot of things out there that can substitute to paracetamol.
Okay, that's very good. And the next question to do with our dental hygiene. In the month of Ramadan, while we are fasting, of course, we've got very bad breath.
Yes.
What can we do to minimize it?
Well, see, I see science. Science, you know, when we say there are scientific miracles in the Quran, and there are scientific miracles in Islam, how we Muslims, we always wash our hands, we wash our faces, and we wash our hands again. And we do that many times a day. So that's a blessing from Allah. And subhanallah, there are prophetic teachings about cleaning the teeth. And the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, he was asked, I'm not sure about the actual the details of the hadith, but he was asked about the siwak and why are you using this siwak? And the siwak is obviously the movement that you do with the stick, which is called arak.
There you go.
Exactly, that's the oud al-arak. That is the oud al-arak. And the siwak is actually the actual cleaning, because siwak in an Arabic kind of form, siwak is the same wazn or the same balance as fi'al, and that is the masdar. That is actually the action of cleaning. So when we clean our teeth, so Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that I am doing this to prevent me losing my teeth and becoming ahfa. Ahfa that means I lose my teeth completely. So there is a risk of us losing our teeth completely if we don't clean our teeth. In Ramadan, as far as I know, I'm not a mufti, but as far as I know, if you don't swallow anything, you're okay. So the siwak, when you use the arak, it doesn't actually produce any paste or anything, but it produces a taste. So try to rinse after that. That's my suggestion. But if you want to go back to your scholars and mufti, and you can ask them about that as well. It is a subject where the ulama have spoken into, and some say it's better to not brush during the day, and some say you can still brush. If you're in doubt, try to brush without paste. But
I take a very different take on this one, and I use my prerogative as an imam to answer this for you, and that is the smell of the fasting person is sweeter than mosque in the eyes of Allah.
I was going to say that, but you.
No, I haven't finished yet. To Allah, it is smelling like the sweetness of mosque or better. To Allah.
Yes, لخلوف فم الصائم أطيب عند الله من ريح المسك.
عند الله فقط. It's only to Allah. Not عند الناس, not to us.
Yes, but
okay?
that's
So the understanding is it is to Allah. So don't worry. Allah will not be bothered, but human beings will be bothered. There is no prohibition. Hold on. There is no prohibition in brushing your teeth while fasting with paste or without paste. What I'm asking is, should we keep our dental hygiene at the tip-top level even while we're fasting? Because you're the dentist.
I think we should. Because if we don't, that means we are taking ourselves into tahluka.
Yes.
We are neglecting a blessing Allah has given us if we're not doing it for your personal kind of pleasure or hygiene or cleanliness. It is amana that you take care of the body that you have.
And the teeth is a very particular type of amana, a specific type of amana, which is not like any other part of the body. And obviously, as a dentist, you can tell us what is so unique about our teeth that we should extra look after it extra. And why would Rasulullah say, if I wasn't worried about inconveniencing you, I would have asked you to brush your teeth 5 times a day?
Yes, عند كل وضوء, at every wudu,
yes.
or at every salah.
Why? Why would he emphasize about the teeth?
Yes, I mean, that's a good point, and I mentioned that to my patients actually, that we brush, because the current advice is to brush 2 times or more. So previously it wasn't 2 times or more, it was 2 times. So now they're thinking of it's better to brush more than twice. But I see, subhanallah, I talked about the Islam being compatible with science, but actually Islam is leading the way to science, and science is trailing behind. That's what we find in the teachings of Islam and Quran. So we you know what, I've been sidetracked here. I lost your question, and we're fasting.
Okay. Now what I was saying, all I was saying is, why would Rasulullah emphasize on dental hygiene so much? And I want you to tell us about the uniqueness of our teeth.
Okay, that's a good question. See, I'll let me simplify this. This question. If somebody says, it's only a tooth, you've lost a tooth, it's only a tooth. Actually, that tooth can prevent you from smiling. So that's one thing. So ibtisamatuka fi wajhi akhika sadaqa. If you're going to hide your smile because you have a broken tooth, that means you're not communicating well with your Muslim brother, or your wife, or your neighbors, or your mother, father. So first of all, it's communication. Teeth, communication. You lose a self-confidence. That's one thing. It has a psychological aspect, which is massive. Secondly, there's obviously it's a beautifying thing to the face. Thirdly, it's something you use to eat. So there are many benefits of having teeth, and many disadvantages of losing them.
You've missed the most important one.
Sorry?
You've missed the most important one.
Remind me, brother, I'm fasting, and
it's okay.
I've been working hard today in the sun.
I'm not testing you. From my understanding, the art of communication, to speak, you need your teeth. Making the makharij, as we call them in Arabic, whenever you want to pronounce different words, it's the air and the noise that you make, but the teeth and the movement of the tongue makes the noise. If you don't have the teeth.
Exactly, it's makharij, and your reading and recitation of the Quran will be very, very degraded, with regards to
any language, not just the Quran. Any language you speak, people will laugh at you because you can't speak properly. Air will come out. I still remember when my children used to laugh at their grandparents for not having their teeth and speaking. I still remember my children, their grandchildren, of course, they have the right to laugh at their grandparents, but the essence of it is very interesting. Dr. Tariq Ahmadu, I'm so grateful for this really personal, heart-to-heart conversation about dental hygiene and our teeth and Islam, and how Islam is leading the way in science, from hand wash to dental care. Alhamdulillah, we're so proud and so happy to be Islam, alhamdulillah, a Muslim, alhamdulillah. So Dr. Tariq, can I say to you, thank you very much. We finish at 8 o'clock. It's already 8 o'clock. I'm going to say goodbye to you, and I'm hoping to see you again. The guest I was talking about is Basil Hatahat.
Basil Hatahat, yeah.
You know him?
I know, I've met him. I think he does a lot of work as well with regards to the Muslim Ummah. Charity
work as well as, alhamdulillah. Allah bless you and bless all our brothers and Allah free Syria from the troubles it is in at the moment. Thank you very much, Doctor. I will say salaam alaikum.
It's been an honor to take me on today. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Barakallah fik. Thank you very much. I'm going to say salam to Dr. Wonderful doctor indeed. Of course, dentist himself. Thank you. Brothers and sisters, it's time to say goodbye and having a fantastic time, I'm hoping, with iftar and family. Until I come back tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.